Guys, AA here with Daily Trends on Pinax News, where we bring you trending issues in Ghana and beyond. It looks as if just recently on social media, those in the showbiz, especially our celebrities from the music fame and then even actors and actresses, are facing a lot of trauma these days. If ones do not lose their parents, then the other one is being addressed at the courts. It means that there are a lot of things behind the scenes that we do not know about. A lot of victims have fallen into this, including Charles Ni Amamesa Jr., popularly known as Shatawale, and Mr. Samuel Edufrempong, who is also popularly known as Medical. These two were arrested just a few days ago, even last year, and has been remanded so far for about 5 days or so, who they also had their bails out. As I'm talking to you right now, Kelvyn Brown, popularly known as Kelvyn Boy, is also at the police custody as we are talking right now, because he has been assaulted of a case that is actually trending on social media, whereby it happens that his baby mama, who apparently, according to the lady, they are having some romantic affairs, where one way or the other they had 2 kids. And then at the end of the day, she realized that one of the kids wasn't actually feeling well. And so she went to wherever they are having their savings, only to find out that the account is empty. And who else would she hold accounts for if not her partner who she is with? According to her, the relationship hasn't been something of a smooth record, and therefore she decided to stay away from him, because anytime these two are together, it is always from one fight to another. And I know nobody will ever feel comfortable at a zone or at a place where they do not find comfort, or at a place where there is no peace there. So she decided to move on to other barriers of her life, where she will also start to move on. But we all know that you can never disassociate yourself from the biological son, the biological father from your son, because one way or the other they will grow up and ask you who their father is or where their father is. So she also took a step by going to look for the father of the child who is actually sick. And upon the research, she decided to go to the shop, or one of the shops that Kelvyn Boy owns. And when she reached there, one of the attendants, who is also Kelvyn, was the one who was at the shop. And according to Kelvyn, this lady, upon leaving the place, took away a 32 inches NASCO TV, and then also 2 chairs which are worth 5,500 Ghana cedis. And immediately she left, the guy also called the master, who is Kelvyn Boy, to report the case to him. Apparently, we all know that he will be held responsible for any loss that has come at the shop. So immediately Kelvyn also heard the news. He also decided to deal with the lady whenever they met. And according to the woman, she also still didn't get the money she was looking for, and was still looking for Kelvyn Boy. And whilst she was in an Okada going to places where she thinks Kelvyn Boy will be at the moment, she realized there is a vehicle of Kelvyn's passing, and then also she decided to stop the vehicle in order to approach him and then also tell him what the matter actually is. But it is a disappointment as she got there to only realize that the person who is driving the car happens to be a lady and not the one that she is looking for. So she also asked the lady of the whereabouts of Kelvyn, and Kelvyn also and the lady also took her to where Kelvyn is, who also Kelvyn descended from a 2-story building and came to listen to whatever the situation is about. But according to the sources that we are having here, shows clearly that immediately Kelvyn came down to meet the woman, Kelvyn actually met her with some beatings. He pushed her to the floor, stepped on her ribs, and then used iron rods to beat her several times, and which, according to the laws of the land, is an assault. And from the woman's perspective, it shows clearly that Kelvyn Boy has been doing this over time, and even has led to the reason why she also left the house. So she reported the case to the police, and also Kelvyn has been arrested. And as I'm talking right now in the court case, it's looked as if that Kelvyn has pleaded not guilty, because according to the law, they are saying that the woman in question here is a thief or a robber, because how can you go to somebody's shop to take the television and also 2 chairs without the permission from the person, or even knowing the reason or why you should go there and take it without any permanent reason or any something that is worthy. So Kelvyn Boy, in also with his retaliation, used the iron rod, and then also what he thinks he can use at that very moment to discipline the lady. Well, the lady in question here is Mrs. Sedinam Awo Bolaku, who on the 23rd of February has asked the court to summon Kelvyn Boy, where he will also be having his bail. Apparently, we are looking forward on Wednesday, 23rd of February, to see whether he will also be bailed with any money or he will also be remanded at the police cells, just like medical and the others. Well, according to Deborah Tonin, who is the complainant, she happens to be suffering from this assault for quite a very long time, and therefore she has finally spilled the beans out of the bag. So the Kelvyn Boy we've been seeing on social media as a gentleman actually isn't a gentleman. Even though he has come during interviews multiple times to say that we shouldn't throw insults at Stone Boy because they are no longer together, who happens to be his ex-manager. We all heard the saga between the two, and that upon their separation, he still can't say anything bad about the manager, because one way or the other some time ago, he also played a major role in his life, and that led to his success of he being Kelvyn Boy today that we know. But it is also against the rules of the land that you shouldn't touch any lady by whatsoever means you think it is. Because as a gentleman, you do not have the right to beat a lady, no matter what she is doing to you that you think is not good. Just go according to the laws of the land and then discipline her according to what she deserves. And even though you are disciplining her, why she even came for the good to them is because of your own child. And so why would you use that opportunity to beat the hell out of the woman and then also to make sure she suffers the consequences? Well, the Honorable, who is Mrs. Sedinam Awo Bolako, rather is the one sitting in for the case, which on the 23rd of February, we will know how all these will go about. Now, moving on to other stories, we all know politicians in the country here are working, but we didn't know that one way or the other, it is a fraud or something that they are doing, that is a game that they are playing. According to one of the MPs, who happens to be somebody who is always at the Parliament House, he has also, during an interview, expressed the main reason why people go into politics. And to be a politician, what actually is something that we should tag you with is theft. According to Honorable Kennedy Ejapon, who is the MP for the Asin Central, we all know that this man is one of the loudmouth people here in the country, and also one of the wealthiest people when it comes to businesses. He is a businessman. Also, when it comes to controversies, don't go there, because he is also one of the people that also exposes people who are doing bad things. So according to the interviewer also asked him, "Sir, you are also an MP and also a member of the parliament, which makes you a politician. Does it mean we can also tag you as somebody who is a thief?" Well, the answer that Kennedy Ejapon gave to her is what you are seeing on the screen. Let's read it together. "All politicians are thieves," from Honorable Kennedy Ejapon. He said, "When they are coming, their campaign, the shoes, the sneakers, all the clothes they wear, when are going, when they become ministers and they are leaving, look at the mansions they have." So according to him, his evidences that shows clearly that every politician is a thief is upon how they dress or how they portray themselves to the general public. We all see them when it's campaign time, and then whenever it is election period, how they come to us in their big cars, and then how even they flaunt themselves on social media, shows that they are actually not poor people, but rather they are rich people. And we hardly hear of businesses that are pertaining to these politicians. We all hear them whenever they establish a business. It is not something that is little, but rather it is something huge. We hear of filling stations, we hear of car garages, and then also a lot more of industries that are owned by these politicians. So according to Honorable Kennedy Ejapon, he says that all these are robbery and thefts. And so if you are somebody coming up who is a gentleman who wants to also participate in the political affairs of the land, then get ready to be tagged as an armed robber, because definitely you are going to steal from the country. And one way or the other, you will also fall into the victim, and people will also be shading at you. We all know the saga concerning the e-levy, that how people are lambashing these MPs and also politicians on social media. One way or the other, if he or she is your dad, I'm sure you feel sorry about the issue. But they also deem it fits so right that people should lambast at them, because what they are doing is actually out of context. They should put the people at heart and they should stop making themselves so selfish. We all know when it's time for campaign, they come so down and they are so low when it comes to the things mattering the people of the heart. But immediately they attain the seat of whatever they are looking for, then they forget about the citizens, which is so much bad about them. And this is where I end today's stories on what is happening in the life of Kelvyn Boy and also in the life of politicians, like Honorable Kennedy Ejapon has come to elaborate and made us know actually what they are doing in the Parliament House. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. I'm AA. Bye for now.